Real reason the Mystery Man attacked Austin Theory on Raw. Bianca Belair expected to be involved at WrestleMania 42. Update on Bron Breakker's injury status. Major plans revealed for another WrestleMania 42 match. How Bron Breakker's hernia injury really happened. Update on Dominik Mysterio's in-ring return after injury. Let's get started. Real reason the Mystery Man attacked Austin Theory on Raw. Monday Night Raw ended with chaos, and Austin Theory paid the price. The Elimination Chamber qualifier featuring Austin Theory, LA Knight, and Penta was rolling toward its climax when everything went sideways. After outside interference from Logan Paul and Bronson Reed, the hooded mystery attacker struck again, this time blindsiding Theory at ringside. The opening was all LA Knight needed, and just like that, Theory's chamber dreams were over. So why did the Mystery Man target Austin Theory? Here are 3 key reasons. Number 3, he's targeting the Vision. This wasn't the attacker's first strike. At the 2026 Royal Rumble, the same hooded figure assaulted Bron Breakker, leading to his quick elimination. Now, with Austin Theory getting taken out on Raw, a clear pattern is emerging. Both men are connected to the Vision, and Theory's ties to the Paul Heyman-led group may have put a target on his back. The message seems simple. Anyone aligned with the Vision isn't safe. Number 2, to shut the door on Elimination Chamber and WrestleMania. Bron Breakker's Rumble elimination cost him a potential WrestleMania main event. Now, Austin Theory has suffered a similar fate, losing his chance to even enter the Elimination Chamber. With the Chamber winner earning a shot at the undisputed WWE title and a potential clash with Drew McIntyre at WrestleMania 42, the stakes couldn't be higher. The Mystery Man clearly isn't interested in letting Vision members sniff major opportunities, and Theory became the latest casualty. Number 1, is Grayson Waller pulling the strings? This is where things get interesting. Austin Theory and Grayson Waller were once inseparable, holding the tag team championships together before their partnership abruptly ended when Theory disappeared from TV. No explanation, no closure. Rumors already suggest Waller was the masked attacker who jumped Bron Breakker at the Royal Rumble. If that's true, Theory's attack may have been personal. Theory returned, aligned himself with the Vision, and never addressed the fallout with his former partner, something Waller may not have taken lightly. If Grayson Waller is the man under the hood, then Raw wasn't just an attack, it was revenge. Bianca Belair expected to be involved at WrestleMania 42. 10 months removed from WrestleMania 41, Bianca Belair is still on the comeback trail, but all signs point to her presence at WrestleMania 42. Belair hasn't competed since April 20th, 2025, when she battled Io Sky and Rhea Ripley in a brutal triple threat at WrestleMania 41. While she remains sidelined, new reports suggest WWE still expects her to factor into WrestleMania 42 in some capacity. Ibu of Self-Made reported that Belair is currently listed internally without a confirmed return date, but sources told Bodyslam that WWE is confident she'll be involved at WrestleMania. How exactly remains unclear, but the belief is she'll be there. Behind the scenes, the road back hasn't been easy. According to sources, Belair's rehab has been unusually difficult, with multiple complications slowing the process. Despite that, she's reportedly stayed locked in and positive throughout the ordeal. Belair addressed her recovery late last year, giving fans a glimpse into both the physical and mental grind. During an Instagram Q&A, she shared an image of her injured hand with the message, "It's getting fixed," signaling progress. She also revealed she gained about 20 pounds during her time off, but has already dropped half of it as she gears up for a return. In an interview on BET's 106 in Sports, Belair finally broke down the injury in detail, and it was far worse than originally believed. She explained that the damage wasn't just a broken finger, but a shattered knuckle and joint caused when Ripley landed directly on her hand during the match. What was initially expected to be an 8 to 12-week recovery turned into a long-term setback, as her body struggled to heal the way it should. Still, Belair made one thing clear: she's not done. She remains hopeful, focused, and determined to get back in the ring, no matter how long it takes. Update on Bron Breakker's injury status. A major update has surfaced on Bron Breakker's injury, and it's more serious than first believed. New reports confirm that Breakker recently underwent emergency surgery after dealing with a severe hernia that had been bothering him for quite some time. What started as something he was quietly working through suddenly took a turn for the worse, forcing doctors to act immediately. On WWE Raw, commentary revealed that Breakker is out indefinitely, with claims that the injury occurred during weight training. However, further clarification paints a different picture. According to Dave Meltzer, this wasn't a sudden incident, it was an issue that had been lingering for weeks. Breakker continued competing until the condition worsened dramatically, leading to surgery. While some fans feared the worst, Meltzer pushed back hard on talk of this being career-ending. He has had this issue for a while, he had been working with it, and then it got bad. Then, the day it got bad, he needed emergency surgery. I don't think it was deadlifting, I'm not exactly sure what it was. There's no timetable for a return, they're talking about career ending. I think that's kind of an exaggeration, he'll come back. It could take a couple of months, before he comes back, depending on a lot of different things. The bad news? There's currently no return date. The The good news? He is expected to come back. Recovery timelines are unclear and vary widely. Best-case scenarios could see him back in a couple of months, while more serious cases can take significantly longer. Meltzer also noted this wasn't a routine hernia procedure, this was a major operation, not the standard minimally invasive surgery many wrestlers undergo. One thing Meltzer made crystal clear, Breakker's early Royal Rumble elimination had nothing to do with the injury. It wasn't a booking change, a last-minute adjustment, or damage control. The surgery only happened after doctors determined the situation had become urgent. What makes this even bigger is the timing. Before the injury, internal discussions reportedly included a high-profile WrestleMania 42 match involving Breakker. With WrestleMania set for April 18th to 19th in Las Vegas, it's now completely uncertain whether he'll be medically cleared in time or if WWE will be forced to scrap those plans altogether. For now, Bron Breakker is sidelined, recovering and waiting, and the clock to WrestleMania is ticking. Update on Dominik Mysterio's in-ring return after injury. Dominik Mysterio is front and center in AAA drama, but behind the scenes, WWE is still hitting pause on his in-ring return. While Dominik has remained a constant presence on TV, Fightful Select reports that he's been dealing with an injury since December 20th, shortly after reclaiming the Intercontinental Championship on November 29th. Since then, not a single title defense, and very little clarity on when he'll be cleared to wrestle again. WWE is said to be optimistic that Dominik will be back sooner rather than later, but until medical clearance comes through, his championship reign has existed in limbo. Despite that, he's continued appearing on both WWE and AAA programming, staying deeply involved in storylines even though he hasn't stepped back between the ropes. That uncertainty just became a lot more interesting. On the February 7th episode of AAA on Fox, Hijo del Vikingo confronted Dominik and raised the stakes for their upcoming March 14th AAA Mega Championship match at Rey de Reyes. Vikingo didn't just want the title, he wanted pride, humiliation, and legacy on the line. In classic Lucha Libre fashion, Vikingo challenged Dominik to put his hair on the line, turning their match into a high-stakes battle that goes far beyond gold. A contract signing is scheduled for February 21st on AAA on Fox, where Dominik is expected to give his answer. But with his injury status still unresolved, the biggest question remains whether WWE's doctors will clear him in time to compete. If Dominik is medically cleared and accepts the hair versus title stipulation, this feud could explode into one of AAA's most personal and emotional clashes of the year. If not, the tension surrounding his future and his championship only grows louder. Major plans revealed for another WrestleMania 42 match. What started as a shocking Royal Rumble moment is quickly shaping up to become a full-blown WrestleMania spectacle. The Lucha Mask controversy surrounding El Grande Americano is no longer just a gimmick, it's a collision course. After Chad Gable's surprise return at the 2026 Royal Rumble as the original El Grande Americano, WWE has zeroed in on the endgame. The plan? A WrestleMania 42 showdown pitting the creator against the pretender, Gable versus the current Americano, portrayed by Ludwig Kaiser. According to WrestleVotes during a February 9th Q&A, WWE views the match as a guaranteed WrestleMania attraction and is fully behind it making the card. The rivalry ignited in Riyadh when Gable, masked and back from injury, eliminated Kaiser before being tossed out moments later. Things escalated on Raw when Gable sabotaged Kaiser's match against Javon Evans, stopping him mid-cheat with a loaded mask and blowing the roof off the arena. With WWE now treating the mask as a legacy rather than a costume, this has evolved into OG versus Imposter, and all signs point to that clash happening on the grandest stage of them all. How Bron Breakker's hernia injury really happened. What looked like just another wild Bron Breakker moment on Raw turned out to be the exact second everything went wrong. This wasn't a lingering injury or something that quietly worsened over time. Bron Breakker suffered a serious hernia live on Monday Night Raw, and it was bad enough to shut him down completely. The injury happened during the January 29th episode of Raw, right in the middle of his explosive segment. As Breakker snapped and flipped the announcer's table in frustration, that's when he was hurt, though no one knew it at the time. Just days later, doctors confirmed the damage. By February 4th, surgery was no longer optional. WWE immediately pulled Breakker from all travel and scrapped every short-term plan involving him. He's now officially off the road with no return date in sight. This news also reframes how his final TV appearances played out. At the Royal Rumble, Breakker was taken out before even stepping into the match, jumped by a masked attacker believed to be Seth Rollins, then eliminated almost immediately. The following night on Raw, he went on a destructive rampage, intimidating announcers, wrecking the set, and getting himself thrown out of the arena by Adam Pearce. At the time, it all seemed like standard storyline chaos. Now we know better. What fans thought was business as usual was actually the last stretch of television before an unexpected medical shutdown. The hernia wasn't diagnosed until days later, turning those moments into Breakker's unplanned exit from WWE programming. The big question now, when Bron Breakker is finally cleared, does WWE push him right back into the spotlight, or does this injury quietly alter his trajectory?